Hi guys, welcome to the Siemens flight as we're down in Taipei and we're going to be doing a flight to the old Kai-Tak down for the IGS approach in on the visual for that right hand turn into runway 13. So it should be a lovely flight today. We've got the 747-8 as a 777-200 add-on. The knobs wouldn't work for some reason, so I don't know what's conflicting with it. So we took out the 747 as we couldn't take the 737. We need something nice and big for the flight today. So 747-8's out and about. And we're going to be taking Air China, lovely livery, down into a Kai-Tak today. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Help us get to that 2K some thousand goal. And so don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below, guys, of any tricky approaches you'd like. 747-8 now. So we can go overhead. We'll get our circuit breakers, which are checked. We'll say they're checked and all good to go. So we can go ahead and get the battery. If we can turn that on. There we go. So we've got the battery on, which is checked. Standby power is auto, which is also set and checked. Hydraulic demand pumps, which are off. And we've also got our windshield wipers, which are off. Gear lever is down. Flaps are checked. APU running. So we'll get the APU started up now, ready to go. So that was very quick. Set up the APU available, so we can get that all set and ready to go. APU bleed air, which can go on, which can also be set and checked. We've got the APU bleed air. Isolation valves can be opened, which they are, and on top of that we've got the packs, which are normal, so we'll put the packs on, which are also set and checked. From there, the pre-flight emergency equipment, fire protection, got passenger oxygen, trim cutouts. Coming down onto the FMC, which we can get all set and checked for us today, and then we'll go back down into the rest of our checklist. So we'll get the IRSs all set up now, so we'll stick them to nav, which are all set. We can get the left and right utility on, we can get the APU gens, which are all set. Everything's practically all there on for us. We can get number 1, 2 and 3, and then number 4 will go to on, if that's how it was to go. So we'll go down onto our displays now, we'll get down onto map, we'll get all of our panel lighting, etc. all up and going, if we can. Okay, so we've got storm. Let's see what the storm does. Storm might brighten things up for us. I can't say it's going to do wonders. It's pretty much as bright as it's going to get, so it is a little bit dark, but I'm sure it will do for now. Go down to the centre panel, got seatbelt signs which can go on, which are also checked. Going down into the FMC now, we're going to leave a link in the description, guys, where you can basically get the arrival today, because it's not going, I don't think it's going to have the arrival in here for us coming out. So we'll go and get the departure, which is Romeo Charlie Tango Papa. We'll set up the IRS in just a moment. Should be done in a minute anyway. So the old Kai-Tak, which is basically a hotel X-ray. Okay, so it won't do the runway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick it into going to the new one. But on the departure route, we're going to be leaving 23 left. We're leaving for the Charlie 1 Bravo, which is right here, and we are transitioning at Charlie, okay, which will execute off in just a few moments time. We can let that go in. So once we add to that, we can go in and get the positioning of the aircraft. So we were saying Romeo Charlie Tango Papa, okay, which is in. We'll plug that all in, so that'll be all good for us to go. So as we follow the route out, we're going to go to on the Charlie 1 Bravo. We're going to leave 23 left on the runway heading max 210 until established on track to summer. Then we're going to make a right hand turn, which is then going to bring us down to summer 4000 above, where we'll intercept onto the 229 down to Charlie. So that is the departure. When we come down off the taxiway, we're pretty much going to follow down Sierra down onto 23 left for the Sierra 10. So that's all good for us. So if you guys go into the link in the description, we'll get the arrival chart as well, as it isn't going to have it on here for us today, unfortunately. So from Charlie, we're going to take the Tango 3, which is going to take us down to Mike Kilo Golf. From Mike Kilo Golf, we then got the Alpha 1, which will take us to Magog. Now this is where we'll be running straight down towards the coast. Once we take that, we've got the Victor 512, which will take us down to Abbey. And then from Abbey, this is where we're going to start going down off of the actual chart. So if we're going to get the arrival chart now, click the link guys in the description, you'll get a copy of the one that I found online as we come down. So we're going to get to the Shangchao VOR, which is the 1123, so we'll put in the Charlie Hotel, see if it goes in. So there's the Charlie Hotel direct. From the Charlie Hotel, which we're going to have a hold in, we're then going to go to Golf. And then from Golf, we're going to be basically taking a right hand turn, where we're then going to intercept the localizer pretty much. It's the instrument guided system, so that is on the charts that we've got is the 111.9. From Golf we're going to make a right hand turn. We'll see if we can go to Sierra Lima, which is then going to basically give us that right hand turn from the Sierra Lima for our flight altitude, which is going to be 4370, which is set. Cost index is going to be 35. Cruising temp etc. will leave. Step size will leave out as well. So for our takeoff, take takeoff 1 and climb 2. One for our takeoff, we can do flaps 10. Got 134, 148 and a 162 coming out for V2, which we can now bug. So we've got 162 in. Okay, which is set out the runway heading. We have gone for 23 left, we've got 234. Okay, so this is going to be one of them really annoying headings. So we've got 234. Okay, so leaving out, we can get the METARs as well down on forward runway. As we leave out of Taiwan, we have got 220.03. Okay, which is in, if it will go in. Okay, so we can't get that in either. So we'll leave everything there as it stands. All of our takeoff speeds are in. Got 1484 V2, which is set on for our legs. We'll show you on for the arrival, which is pretty much going to be as we see. So as we go into plan mode now, and we come down, we're going to leave out, we're going to go straight up to the Mike Kilo Golf as we leave out. And then we're going to come all the way down to Abbey, and then we're going to go direct to the Charlie Hotel. We're going to make a right hand turn to the Sierra Lima from the Charlie Hotel. So on here, because we haven't got the Golf, I don't think, we can go in and just have a look. So on for our legs, we have got the Charlie Hotel. So if we can put in a Golf, which we'll put right there. And then underneath should be the Sierra Lima, and then that is basically going to be our arrival out. We're going to come down 7 nautical miles from Charlie Hotel VOR, make a right hand turn to Sierra Lima, and when we go down to the Sierra Lima, we're going to be basically coming down onto the 273. So let me just put this into map, so we can't put the courses in just like that. So everything there is all good for us to go. So we'll go back over to route 1. can go overhead. We'll finish off the rest of the checklist now, as we are going to get ready to go. So as we see everything as it is, we can get everything all established and set to leave. Your damper is on, which is set. So okay, so go to the next part of the checklist. So we have got the yaw dampers which are on and checked. EECs are normal and set. From there we can go down to the window heat, which is all on and checked. After that we've got the voice recorder pressurization, bleed panels all on and set. Exterior lights, wing logo, we can get on our beacon which can go on. Nav can go on as we are getting ready to leave. Mode control panel set. We're going to be leaving out of LNAV and then we'll follow it all the way out. Coming out on the runway heading was the 234, okay, which is set. And I want to set 25 degrees of bank, which is also set and checked. Flight directors can now come on, which are checked. From there we've also got the no smoking sign. Seatbelts can go on, which are checked. Flight deck door can be denied now, as nobody's going to be coming in. Auto brake can be set for RTO, which is checked. PFD is checked. Header reference switch normal, FMC master selector left, ground proximity checked, hydraulic pumps auto, which is all checked. Seatbelt signs are on, V2 is set for our 162. LNAV and VNAV, we've got LNAV in, doors are closed, yellow door selectors automatic. So as we are now all ready to go in, we go to our ground service now. We can turn the GPU off, and now we can get ready to leave. So we can get ready for our before start checklist. So hydraulic demand pumps, auto aux 1 and 4. So that'd be for the 747-400. So put all of the hydraulic demand pumps to on, which are set and checked. Can turn on all of our dome lights, etc. Make sure they're checked and set. X feeds, etc. are all on and ready to go. So there's the X feeds, which are all set in. Don't think we have nothing in on our center fuel pumps. Over to fuel, if we can get it to work. So there's only 2.2, so we'll leave that off for now.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, it's ready to connect. Okay, so we can go ahead now and release the parking brake, which is also set.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so start putting pushback. So we'll go overhead now. As we see, everything which is all on and checked for us. Everything's on auto, trimmers on, along with the resets, which are all set and checked. I'm just going to leave everything as it is. So we'll go for engines number 1 and 2. See if we get a light up. Okay, so there's engine number 1 and engine number 2. Then go to electrics, and then we've got the engines which are all on. So as we see now, N2 is increasing for 1 and 2, which we can now go in and set. engine number 1 and 2 have come over. We'll go for 3 and 4. So see N2 for 3 and 4 has come to life now. EGT is now starting to increase. So we're going to watch engine number 3 and 4 start. So engine number 3 and 4 have now come on. So as we switch overhead now, we can go to our before taxi, so the APU can be switched off, which is checked. Hydraulic demand switches are auto, which is also set. Anti-ice systems, which can be set and checked. So for the anti-ice, we can get them all onto auto, okay, which are set. Now we've got auto, which is also set for the wing anti-ice as well. So all of them are set to auto, which are all checked. From there, after that, we've got our after cargo heat recall, which will be checked. Okay, do the recall. Let's see what we've got down here. Fuel overdrive 3 and 2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake, which is also set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Disconnecting tow. Now, as we go and get the METARs up for Taipei. QNH is 0996. Okay. And 0996 and 0996 checks on the opposite side. Over on the overhead, we said we're going up for 370.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
See you soon, bye-bye. So as we go up for 370, the knobs are really annoying on here because you're just twisting forever, which is absolutely a bore. So 370 coming in, which is set 234162 for V2. Okay, so seeing as we are now all ready to go, we can go overhead, we can put the taxi lights on, and we can get ready to depart. So we'll just go to our checklist as we roll on out of lovely Taipei today. So before taxi, we'll got everything all off, the recall's fine. Taxi out, so we're going to put our taxi lights on now as we get ready to leave. There's our taxis, which are on and set. So what's left to do now is get the controls. We've got flaps 10, which is set, and we are ready to taxi. So we're going to go down to Sierra and then hold short the Sierra 10. If we get up the charts here, we can see as well that for the Sierra 10, we're going to basically just come down, make a right hand turn, and then we'll get onto the runway. So, let's go ahead and release the brakes, and we can power on up now to runway 23 left. So we'll take a right hand turn, and then we'll take a left onto Sierra. I don't know why, but if you arm the auto throttle, it'll go straight into Toga. Make that big, wide right-hand turn now. off that left onto Sierra. Cockpit is a bit dark, so it should brighten once we get above the clouds. It could be part of X-Enviro just adding its shadows in. As we make that left onto Sierra now, and then we'll follow it all the way down to the end. For some reason, as we leave out the runway, we hit the Charlie 1 Bravo, which is basically going to make us onto that right hand turn at 4,000 above, and then we're going to lead out to Charlie, which will be on the 229. So just line up now. LNAV's engaged. We can put a VNAV on, but it'll probably try to take us up to 250, which will be some crazy ascend out, which probably will be a crazy ascend out, but we will find out. So as we start to lower down now, start to brake. Everything's all ready now, so on for that right hand turn. Get our runway turn offs on, which are checked. So cabin crew, take your seats for departure. Okay, so as we just get ready to cross over the hold. Okay, so we go overhead now, we can get the strobes on, which are on and check logo, which is just on for the fun of it. And we get ready to leave, so make this right hand turn to line up, flaps 10 set. To make sure that we get down onto the centre line, which is set. So we can put on our brakes, which is set. We can put on the parking brake, which is also set. There we go. So before takeoff, we have got on our taxi out. Flaps are set, V2 is checked for 162, LNAV's engaged as we come out. Before takeoff, flight attendants notified, exterior lights, taxis can now go off, which are checked. When we turn offs, strobes are on, landings are on, so we can put our outbounds on, which are checked. Takeoff clearance, transponder, which can go to TARA. Okay, which is also set and checked. Can get on the weather, if there is any in the vicinity. We've also got our terrain. So, there's only one thing left for us to do now, guys, is release the brake and get up to 40%. As the auto throttle is going to kick Toga in pretty much straight away. So we got up to 40%, 45% as stabilised, and we can now go to Toga. Airspeed live. Check, throttle hold. 100, he's back on the column.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Okay, positive rate of climb, gear is up. Our V2 210 max on our speed, if we can get it to work. Okay, 210, which is set. As we now ride up 4,000 feet above, going up to 37,000, as we just made a slight left turn now. Coming in for a flaps 5, we've got SEP, so there's a flaps 1, as we just start to lower down now. Seatbelt signs are on and checked. Auto brake is RTO. We put flight level change on, which will bring the flight director up to us a little bit more. Go up to a flaps 5 now, which will be set. As we're following it out, 210 max for Charlie, so we'll have to stay at a flaps 1 until we come in for that right hand turn, which is going to be just out of the way to us. And you see our top of climb as we come out, so it wasn't really the SID must have wiped itself as we came out. So we'll stay for 210, we're going to take a right hand turn. As we stay within that flaps 1 limit. As we can see, the Charlie 1 Bravo, we would have rolled out onto that right hand turn now, and then we're going to the 229. So just get our speed up. Now we're tracking out onto Summer. We can now start to let the aircraft accelerate up, passing onto the Summer track. We can then go up to 250. So get 250 in, we'll put VNAV in. That's going to be in SEP 3000, which is in. Currently leveled the aircraft up now to go up to 250. Okay, which is set. Okay, 250. Stay down on for that flaps 1. As we can see, the wind not very nice at all today coming out. Nice sun. Flaps up for 240. Seatbelt signs are on, as we now can make that turn towards Charlie. Okay. There's Charlie, which is in. So, because I'm not going to have enough time to get Charlie in, we'll basically just hold on now. As we go up to our flaps up, we're at currently flaps 5, so we'll go to a flaps 1 now. 4,000 above, going on to Summer, and now we can make that left hand turn onto Mike Kilo Golf, which is checked. As we roll around the bend, LNAV can now go in, flaps can now be retracted. Made that right turn now to stay with 250. Okay, off our climb, we've got 25 degrees. There's my Kilo Golf that we want in. Okay, which is set. And there's our 250. Already in front, top of the climb, passing through 5006. So as we just hit 25 now, what we can do is we can put the left autopilot on, 250, which is in, and we'll let the aircraft now take control onto that left hand turn, which is going to take us to the 224, which is also set. Climbing up to 370 now, and we can also take a look outside, see if we've got any weather in the vicinity. Very soon or something. Okay, so passing through 10,000 feet now, we can go and get our landing lights, which can go off, runway turn-ups can go off, which are checked. Coming down onto that right hand turn, which is going to take us on to the 242 for the Mike Kilo Golf, as we can see as we leave out. So the 225, which is already set in and checked. So what we can do now, guys, is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below for any tricky approaches you'd like to see. and I'll see you guys when we get back into the flight deck, ready to come in for Kai Tak Airport for the IGS 413 visual approach. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck as we are getting ready now to descend into Kai Tak Airport. Don't forget to hit the description link so you can get the approach chart as we fly down in on the arrival. So we're going to be coming down to the Shangzhou VOR, which is the 1123, which we should already have in. So we've got 112.30. Which is set in, and of course going to be the 270 inbound. When we leave, we've also got the NDBs, which is going to be the 268, which will run off the first one, which is going to be the Sierra Lima, and then we've also got the NDB for Hong Kong, which is the 377. Okay, so that'll be the last NDB that we track inbound. We can get in the VORs are in. We don't need any nabs as we've not got nothing to come down on. So we're going to come down to the Shangzhou VOR, which will be in now. If we set the VORs on, we'll see we're 92 nautical miles out. As we start to slow down to 2.6 on the speed, we're going down to 2.5. Probably open that up and carry on the descent, and we'll speed up to 290. Passing through 28. We've also got a hold-in, which is going to be at the Shangzhou VOR, as we need to do left turns onto the 270, which will be the inbound. Then we're doing left turns 1 minute, to flight level 140. We're coming down for 7,000 feet. Where we're then going to make that left-hand turn, where we're going on to the 270 reading. So we keep our speed up as we come in now, so we can get down to Shangzhou reasonably quick. As we pass through, we've got everything all set up as we go onto our checklist for the descent. So, no smoking, seatbelt signs, which are on and checked. Pressurization is checked, which is all set for us today. Altimeters, we'll get the altimeters in for the Victor Hotel. QNH is 998, so we did forget to put the QNHs over, but we've got 998 which we'll get in. Okay, 998, which is set. Coming down, haven't got a copy of the minimums. Elevation's 15, so we'll give ourselves before that right-hand turn. Give ourselves a decision height of around 1,000 feet visual. So 1,020, that gives around a 1,020, 15 on the elevation, so that gives around 1,000 foot decision. Call out when we come in. Just need to turn off the radial to barrow. There we go. Off of the radial, just need to turn that off. There we go, which is all set. So the 998 coming in, we can take auto brake number 3. Coming in for our speeds, we've got flaps 30, 145. Get the winds, which is for the new airport, which should just run around near to where we are. So we'll say the winds are 271, 07008. Okay. So we can use all of that, which will bring us down to a 145 or plus 80, 153 flaps 30. As we now descend through flight route 250, we're currently heading now onto the 266, which is set. Currently heading inbound now to the Shangchao VOR, and currently 69 nautical miles. Hotel Sierra November, which is currently showing in. Where we are from the Shangchao, we are currently 76 miles away. So maybe obviously because the it's not in the nabs or anything, we always the 112.3. There's a 112.3, but doesn't seem to be coming in. We've got the 377, so we'll put the ADFs in as we know whereabouts we're going. So we get both ADFs on. So there's a Sierra Lima, and there's Romeo Whiskey, which is also in as well. 377. Have a look at any of the other arrival charts. 377 for the Oscar Whiskey. Now we're above 8,000. So we can take that down for 8,000. Passing through 230 now. As we descend down, we've got everything all on the overhead now. And as we get ready to come in, we're going to get our land and everything coming down L now. We've got VNAV speed 290 as we blast into Shangchao. We haven't got the airport actually there, but we have got it in on radar. So we are all ready to come in for that lovely arrival down. We're going to hit the hold, and then we'll follow it into the 270. So I'm passing through 23,000 feet, coming down for the lovely Kai Tak approach here on the sim. As we've flown it before, but we haven't flown it with a big jet, so that should be something to really get in. So put the seatbelts on, we can get our speed brakes now, which should be in the arm position. Okay, which are set. Passing through 22,000, QNHs are set as well. We've put minimums of 1,000 feet, airport elevations 15, so we'll put 1,020 in. We've got the Sierra Lima NDB, 7 DME from the Shangchao VOR. So what we can do is, as soon as we can't get the Shangchao VOR, we can see whereabouts we roughly stand once we get to the Shanghai GOR. We need to count basically 7 nautical miles out, as we've got Gulf already there. And then once we come down from Gulf, we can then make that right-hand turn, which will then take us in onto the right-hand turn, which is going to be leading us onto the 360 to intercept the Shalowan NDB, which is the 268 Sierra Lima. From there we turn right onto the 045, and then we'll track inbound onto the 377 Romeo Whiskey NDB, which is going to be on the 088. So still coming down now, passing flight level 210. From the Charlie Hotel Shangchao VOR, we are 45 nautical miles, coming down to 7,000 by Sierra Lima. We need to be approaching 180 above on the right hand turn. 6,000 feet once we come down to Golf. So we can put in 230 at 6,000 once we get to Golf. 230 at 8,000 for when we get to the Charlie Hotel. We should switch, but we've got it at 8,000 on the MCP altitude, so VNAV won't sloop any under 8,000 unless we tell it to do so. Passing through 20,000 feet, as we can now see, we've got the hold for the Shanghai, which is right there. So what we're going to do, as soon as we don't need the hold, as we are coming directly down onto the 270, what we can do is we'll basically exit the hold, go down to where the hold is at, we can delete the hold out, which will be set, put the Charlie Shanghai in, which will be set. Golf's then going to come over for then the Sierra Lima, which is going to go next. That's what we're going to set as inbound 270, 271 into the Charlie to the Sierra Lima. We are going to be going down onto the 360. Okay, so see if I can get that in as hopefully I can, but we're going to use head select as we come through, so passing through 19,000. We'll switch over the altimeters once we're passing through 11,000, 9,000 feet, 18,006 just passing over now. Anti-ice and everything is on auto. We're all set, ready to come in. There's not really much for us to do. Got our approach speed in, which is going to be down for 145 plus 8. Which is going to give us now flaps 30 of 153. So we are not far now, 30 miles from the Shangchao VOR. Okay, so 16,000 now. Now we're going to slow to 250. And that speed brake. Throttles are now to idle. Through 15,000. 6,000 is where we're initially going to fly all the way down to, so there's X-Enviro now just reloading for us. So 6,000 will get set in, passing through 15,000 now. Got 7,000 for the Changzhou VOR. Okay, as we come in, as you can see right there, we are coming in for the Shangchao, even though it's not lit. I'm currently heading inbound now on the 270, passing through 14,000. 1,900 feet per minute on the descent. Got auto brake set for number 3. Currently coming over now. Get ready to send the Q&H's over. Throttles are now idle as we wait for the aircraft to come down for 7,000, 6,000 on the way to Golf. So let's see if we can get the terrain on now. And which is set. $6,000s for Golf. Okay, 6,000 for Golf, 230. So as we're at 25 now, we're just approaching near to the Shanghai VOR, 12,000 feet. We're going to start to get landing lights all on now, which is checked. Seatbelt signs, which are already on. chart out. There's the Sierra Lima. As we can see, there's the NDB. We're going to make a right-hand turn at Golf onto the 360. Got a max bank of 30, I think. 25, which is fine. 270, which is in as we come inbound now, passing through 11,009. As we go to 240. And if we go onto the VNAV, so we can set its speed. So coming down now, we're going to go down to 6,000 feet. From 6,000 feet, following the 270 radial from the Shangqiao VOR down to Golf, which is 7 nautical miles away from the VOR. And then we're going to make that right-hand turn to Sierra Lima, which should be the 360, or the 005, which is pretty much bang on. And then from there, we're going to run it down, turn onto the 045 at Sierra Lima to then intercept down for the 088 approach. So there's 10,000 feet now. Coming down, we need to be max 180 on the right hand turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the controls over as we get ready to go now. 6,000 feet on the turn for the Sierra Lima, and then we follow it down onto the 088 and we'll follow the NDB all the way down into the runway. So as the aircraft now comes to 10,000, don't know what it's doing. We'll send it down into flight level change as we need to come down. 6,000 is where we hold. And from 6,000, we're basically going to come around and then get all ready to come in. So there we are, 9,006. We get the aircraft fully configured, as will be 7 nautical miles from Golf. So I'll drop down into a flaps 5. Okay, so pass through 9,000. What we can do is we'll probably do a bit of manual flying. So we'll disengage the autopilot and we'll disengage the auto throttle, and now I have control of the aircraft. So speed brakes are armed. We've got flaps 5 coming in. We're going to be following the NDB to Sierra Lima. So we'll start that descent down. Flaps 5, which is in and checked. We can put our landing lights on. We can get our runway turn-offs on now, as we won't have a chance after. Got auto brake set for number 3. Going to extend the turn now as we come round onto that right-hand bend, just so we can get down 6,000 before we start that descent down into Kai Tak. So flaps 5, just run her out wide onto that right hand turn, which will be the 360. Passing through 8,002. I'm going to drop a flaps 10, trim down just a bit more. Air flaps 10's in, that should then get our speed down. Passing 7,008 now. So we'll start to make that right hand turn. 6,000 feet. We're going to follow into the Romeo Whiskey NZB, coming down 7,002. We can start our rate of descent once we get down to 6,000 feet. Okay. That's 6,006. 088 is what we're going to fly onto as we come down. down to our speed. As we come back in onto the 088, we'll track inbound, then following the NTB down. So we've got 10 degrees in on our flaps. As we come down to 5003, we've got speed brakes which are armed, which are set. We're coming down for 153 over on our heading, which is also set and checked. 153, which is set. As we come down to flaps 10, we'll control the descent down. As we come in for 5,000, and we're looking around about 800 feet per minute. Okay, 4,000 as we slow down to flaps 10. Don't want to descend too rapidly, otherwise we're going to basically come down off of profile. Okay, so we'll throttle back now, start to lift up on the nose. There's 4,000 coming down. Down to flaps 10. Okay, so as we've got the runway in sight now, what we can do is drop down into flaps 20, gear down. On a descent down. Passing through 3006. Find it visually now. If we look ahead, we'll have everything all in board. There's our board coming in. Coming down to flaps 25. As we get down, we put 1,000 feet in for the minimums as well. As we follow the descent down, decision height or minimums. Okay. So we come down to flaps 30. So we're fully ready now on the approach, coming down into Kaitag. Start that descent as well. Flaps 30, 153, which is also set. Gears down, 3 green. Flaps 30 is set, auto brake is set to max. As we come round a bend now. Brushing into the buildings, passing 2,000 feet, sailing for 153. Runway's in sight. You can see the checkered board. Okay, a little bit of wind. $1,000 checked. Okay, we can see the runoffs. Okay. So run into that right hand turn now. Okay, 2 red, 2 white.
Bank angle.
Yeah, it's got a bit of wind.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
Minimums.
10.
Okay, speed brakes are up. And reverses are active. And that, my friends, was a very enjoyable flight. 80 knots, speed brake, and the reverses can be disarmed. As we apply pressure on the brakes now, the brakes can be disarmed. And we're going to get ready now to vacate off the runway. So there we are, guys, down in Kai-Tak Airport. I thought that was a lovely arrival. Couldn't have picked a better aircraft to do it with as well. The 747-800. What better aircraft to fly it with down into Kai-Tak to bless the runway today. So as we come off now, we can basically get the speed brakes back in as we just hold. Speed brakes can go in now as the aircraft will get a little bit of power from idle. Strobes can now be turned off. We can get our landing lights, which can go off. Runway tunnels can go off. Taxis can go off now. We can get the APU up and running, which is checked. And we can now make that right turn back to the terminal block. Flaps can now be fully retracted. As we make that right turn now to get back onto the taxiway. What a lovely flight that was. It was a really lovely flight, guys. If you enjoyed the flight, don't forget to subscribe. Jump into the Discord. Description's down in the link for the description is down there. So click on it, join the Discord, so then you'll never miss another flight again. As we make this left turn now, we are going to go to stand, and then I'm going to leave you with the lovely landing cinematics of the arrival for runway 13 down on the visual approach. And we've even got a lovely cargo boat just sitting there on the water as well. So I'll see you guys for the next available flight on the channel. Don't forget to join in on Friday when we've also got the Rio de Janeiro visual circle to land as well, which is absolutely fantastic approach, so don't forget to be there for that also, and I'll see you all very soon for the next available flight. So take care for now, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.